Welcome to Butterfield Backstage Banter, the BSP podcast where host Jessica DeMent is joined backstage by her guests to banter about theater at Butterfield in Gainesville, Texas.
Hello and welcome to Butterfield Backstage Banter. My name is Jessica DeMent. I am your host, and today I am joined by Devon Hacker, Butterfield's technical director. Hello, Devon.
Hello.
It's nice of you to join me today. So to start us off, why don't you go ahead and tell me a little bit about your theater background?
I've been involved in theater since the third grade when I was in a little production of 101 Dalmatians at Munster. Then I, was too cool for school and didn't get involved in it again until later high school, and somewhere along the way stumbled into Butterfield.
Well, my next question was going to be, how long have you been with Butterfield?
So I was in a show in 2015, Bye Bye Birdie. Had a ton of fun, still had to go back to school because I wasn't graduated. And then came back that following summer and was in Oklahoma where we met our friend Alfred. And
I love him.
I've been involved since. Mostly I was on the stage until probably about 2018, whenever I started getting interested in the tech portion.
Interesting. What was it that drew you into tech?
So Charlene had I was introduced to her through she was in a show, California Suite, directed here, and I got involved in one of her shows at Pilot Point and was in her show at the same time that she was accepting the directing position for Creature Creeps. And we had a meeting and sat down, and I was like, I have a lot of fun tricks for the set if we want to, get involved with that. So I designed her set for that show, and our friend Mark built most of it. And it was, I don't know, that's just kind of what started leading me to get into tech was, I don't know, I just had a lot of fun with that project.
So I didn't get to see that one, but I heard that it was a really fun show and really awesome.
It was pretty cool. We had hidden paint that only reacted under UV lights, and we had hidden doors here and a panel that flipped here. It was a really cool experience.
That's awesome. So what would you say originally spurred you to get involved with theater?
Here at Butterfield, my grandmother actually had called me and was like, hey, they're auditioning for the show. And I was like, oh, I don't know about all that. And then another friend who was in the show was like, hey, we're short on dudes. Why don't you come try out? And just got tangled into the theater web from there.
Into the theater web, you were stuck, huh? Oh, well, then that answers the question of what kept you in here.
Yes, it is. It's just a tangled web.
Yes, it is. Can you talk with us a little more about what your role as technical director is, kind of what you do for Butterfield through that role?
It's a loaded question. There are many things that a traditional technical director do. We're being a community theater, we're a little bit scaled back in comparison to what a Broadway technical director would do. But I'm responsible for, making sure that the tech is all working, the lights, the sound, supervising whoever is building the set and or building it myself. It just it varies based on who's directing the show and how involved I can be at the time.
Yeah.
So, as opposed to bigger theaters are, the technical director's in charge of everything. And we're a little bit scaled back, but it's a rewarding job. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. What would you say your favorite area of tech is to work in?
So I actually have a lot of fun in set design of all of the aspects of tech. Last summer, I designed this set for Shakespeare in Love. And it was a project for school, but I was really interested in doing it because most times I collaborate with the director on what they want or what the script wants for a set. But I was given free reign by the director of that show and was like, produce what you think fits the show. And the freedom juices fly and all that.
Yeah, that freedom to just kind of get creative and instead of having to execute somebody else's vision.
It's the shame of some scripts that are so this is what the set needs to be. It's great to have that artistic freedom with certain sets, and I don't know, that's just what my favorite little thing is what can I do to improve this?
What would you say just kind of the basic process for set building? I know you do quite a bit with Butterfield here with working with some of the different directors and stuff. Just like on average, what would you say that process is like?
Typically, I'll sit down with the director once I know who's directing the show, like it's announced each year, and I try and get in touch with them based on how exclusive their set's going to be. Like I read the show, I go out and get the scripts, and then I sit down with the director and say, "What are you envisioning?" And 9 times out of 10, they have the vision whenever they read the script, like they already picture it in their mind, so it's a little bit easier to work with. But after we sit down and talk, we go into typically we draft it out, and sometimes we don't get that extensive. We're like, let's just sketch it out, and like I'll kind of guesstimate this is how far from the wall it'll be, and this is how tall it'll be, and this is how your clearance will be. And there's just a lot of work that does go into it, and I don't know, just this is the process.
Yes, the process. I do. I love watching the process of set building, like as an actress when we're on stage and slowly getting it, like being in Shakespeare in Love, and as each different element of the set was added into it, the way that kind of changed what we were doing on stage and how we were doing that. And then at the very end, actually having that, and really just with any show, I especially love whenever we are switching from show to show and still using significant portions of the set.
Yes.
And then like you'll have like when we're doing Stepping Out, and there was still the Mama Won't Fly stuff on it. And so we're in the dance studio with the big giant ball of bras.
Yeah.
You're doing that right now with the transition from Legally Blonde to Into the Woods, right?
Yes, they're using, I'd say probably 90% of the set from Legally Blonde for Into the Woods. They're just taking out the doorway, and then how she dresses it up and paints it will, change with the illusion.
Yeah.
She's going to make it look like everything that's those walls up on the platform is the woods. And I think it's just brilliant. Like Shannon collaborates with me after every big show. And I was like, what set do you have here, and what are your measurements, so that she can see what she needs to utilize. Like she's great with adapting, especially with such a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
We just had a month in between the two this time.
And they had already been working on their rehearsals and stuff the youth had for a while before they got access to the upstairs stage. So that's really cool that she's able to kind of, work with that and work with you, and that you guys can create a new vision. I'm excited to see the changes and how it changes, the differences, and kind of like you said, just creating that illusion.
Yeah.
And even though it is so many of the same set pieces, I think probably a lot of people who aren't in theater don't realize like how much gets recycled.
Yes.
Especially the big main pieces that are creating walls and stuff like that. So I imagine there's some of those pieces that have been in more shows than most of our actors have.
We have flats up there that are from Tuna, which was 3 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, they get reused for a while before they start to fall apart. And of course, you have to upkeep and maintenance. But it is just really cool, like the things that we can tweak to make the illusion.
Yeah, to create that illusion, the magic of theater.
Yes.
What would you say was the most challenging set that you ever had to create?
I mean, I hate to bring it back to Shakespeare in Love, but that set was challenging just because you're putting people, 6 foot off the ground. We can no longer anchor to the deck. So how do we brace it? How do we support all these people being on it and not shifting? And that one, it required a lot more math. And I guess that's what made it more challenging than, trial and error with moving walls. Like that one, it required a lot more thinking for safety purposes.
Yeah. So I'm very glad that you put so much thought into the safety for that one, because there were a couple scenes I was a little bit nervous being up there. So I'm glad that you did so much math, made sure to carry the ones and all of that.
Remainders.
What was your favorite set to build?
So I didn't necessarily build it, but Creature Creeps and Noises Off have to be my favorites that I've been involved with the design process on. Creature Creeps, just because that was my first let loose of like, hey, let's try this. All the different paints and all the different, that whole set was custom painted, all the scumbling styles. It's not as easy as just simply rolling it. It was
Yeah.
challenging, rewarding, and fun. And then with Noises Off, the whole set flips around. And doing it on our tiny theater, on our tiny stage space, which is 24 foot, 28 foot wide.
Oh, wow.
It was a challenge because it looked like it was a complete thing. And we just, I don't know. Those are my two favorites because we pulled them off so well. Like everyone came together and it worked.
Mm-hmm. It's always amazing to me with how small that stage is up there, like the magnitude of productions that can be created on that stage is so impressive sometimes, like with the creativity that everybody's able to bring to actually do that. It's really impressive. Do you have a specific show for the 24-25 season that you are eagerly anticipating doing the set?
I absolutely do, but I can't say the title.
Oh, it's the secret show.
It's our secret show that it won't be announced until January.
Till January. Well, I guess everybody's going to have to wait on pins and needles.
It's extensive. There's a 2-story section. There's a lot of tricks that are going to be involved in making that set, and I'm very excited for it.
Yes, I am too. I know which show that is, and I am very excited. That's actually one of my favorite shows.
Yeah,
I'm so excited. I'm very excited to see it done here at Butterfield, and I think it's going to be a fabulous show. So y'all put that one on your calendars, even though you don't know the name yet.
For real.
It's the mystery show. Well, Devon, to wrap up, can you tell our audience why you think they should volunteer for tech for Butterfield next year for the 24-25 season?
Yes. Tech is a ton of fun. I take very good care of my people. I bought them all Crocs.
Yeah.
It's like a little family, and it's friends that you'll make and you'll keep forever. It's very rewarding, and if you have a knack for anything technical, it could be, turning on a light switch, and that's a qualification. It doesn't, we train you, and it's a ton of fun. I don't know. I have had nothing but good experiences tech-wise here.
Checking light switch. Absolutely. Well, you heard it from Devon, y'all. Tech is the place to be next year if you want to participate in Butterfield. Even if you've never done it before, we have a very knowledgeable tech director who can help guide you and teach you, and who knows, maybe you can come help work on our mystery show and learn some extra special tech tricks.
I need a bunch of hands for it.
Lots of hands. Well, Devon, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you put on our stage this summer with Into the Woods, and also all of next year with all the shows that you'll be working on.
Of course. Yes, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you all for viewing today. Have a great day, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you for joining us. For more information, please visit butterfieldstage.org.